So this set says three friends Amit, Sanjeev and Saral who are living in three cities of NCR, Delhi, Noida and Gurugram respectively met on a fine day after many years. While talking, they discussed the electricity consumption charges in their respective cities and the units consumed by them in the last 5 months. At the end of the conversation, a man nearby tried to figure out the units consumed by them and the charges paid for the same. The following observations are made by the man. First of all, Amit, Sanjeev, and Saral, and they are living in Delhi, Noida, and Gurugram, respectively. That means Amit lives in Delhi, Sanjeev in Noida, and Saral in Gurugram. Now, what about the electricity consumption then? Let's have a look at that. So this is the table which tells us about the charges in Delhi, charges in Noida, charges in Gurugram. Apart from that, we also have these figures over here, that how are these charges calculated, plus along with that the other informations as well. So how are the charges calculated? If a man consumes 450 units in Delhi, his consumption charges will be 0 for first 200, 1000 for next 200, that is 5 per unit, and 350 for next 50 units, that is 7 per unit. So a total of 1350. If I just go back to that table, in Delhi, first 200 units are free, the next 200 are 5 per unit, and the next 200 are 7 per unit, and that's how he has calculated. So this has given us an idea how do we calculate all these things, and then there is some information along with these questions. I'll straight away come to the information. I have already made this table over here. In this table, what I have written, the number of units consumed by Amit and the total bill of Amit, units consumed by Amit in June, total bill. Similarly, for July, August, and September, and the same is given for Sanjeev and Saral as well. For the other two guys as well, it is given to us. So let's start doing it. So first of all, he says the number of units consumed by Saral in the 5 months, they are in decreasing AP series with a common difference of 100 in the given order of month. That means May, June, July, August, September. It's a decreasing AP with a common difference of 100. He paid an electricity bill of 3400 in July. So in July, the total bill paid by Saral is 3400. Now, if I talk about Saral, he lives in Gurugram. For the first 200 units, the charges are 3 per unit, which is equal to 600 rupees. For the next 500 units, here you see the charges are 8 per unit. But after 600, he had a total bill of 3400. So after 600, he has to pay 2800 more. And now I see that the charges are 8 per unit. So how many more units above 200 has he consumed? 2800 are the charges at a rate of 8 per unit. So can I say he has consumed 350 units more above 200? So the total number of units consumed by Saral is 550. And we also know that the units consumed are in a decreasing AP of 100. So in August, he must have consumed 450. In September, he must have consumed 350. In June, he must have consumed 650. And in May, it must have been 750. So these are the number of units. Of course, we can calculate the cost as well easily from there. How? When I go from 550 to 450 here, right? Number of units, when they decrease by 100, can I say my bill will decrease by 800? Because all these units lie in this range where they are charged 8 per unit. So when this bill reduces by 800, it becomes 2600. It further reduces by 800, it becomes 1800. Similarly, it increases by 800, it becomes 4200. But when I go from 650 to 750, now please keep that in mind. For 650 units, the cost is 4200. For the next 50 units, the charge would be 8 per unit. And now, when the total units go above 700, the next 50 units would be charged 9 per unit. So I have 400 and 450. I'm sorry, 10 per unit. That is 500. So the total cost now would be 5100 rupees for him. I hope this all is clear. The number of units consumed by Saral and his total bill. What about Sanjeev now? Sanjeev has consumed 100 units less than Saral in May and August. So in May, he has consumed 100 less than Saral. In August, he has consumed 100 less than Saral, and 50 more units in the other 3 months. So 50 more than Saral is 700, 50 more than Saral is 600, 50 more than Saral is 400. I can also calculate now the cost for Sanjeev as well, going by this data. Now, according to this data, in Noida, first 100 units are free. The next 150 units are charged at 2 per unit. So 150 into 2 gives me 300 as the cost for the next 150. So first 100 are free. Next 150 has a charge of 300. So that means for first 250 units, the charge is 300. Now the next all units up to 500 would be charged 6 per unit, right? So I can say now that above this, above 250, if I take 100 more units, they would be charged at 6 rupees per unit, that is 600 more. So the charges would be 900 rupees for 350 units. Another 50 units would be charged at again 6 per unit. So 300 more, the charge for 400 units is 1200. And exactly in a similar way, I can calculate for 600, 650 and 700 as well. What is that? 0 plus 300, then 250 into 6 is 1500. For first 500 units, the charges are 1800 rupees. And for 600, that means above those 500, 100 more units are here at a charge of 8. So 800 above 1800, the charges would be 2600. Another 50 units will increase the price by 400. So that means it will become 3000. Another 50 units will further increase it by 400 and the charges would become 3400. So these are the total bills of Sanjeev. Now let's start talking about Amit as well. And because I would be needing some of this data, so let me just erase all of that once. If I can, let me check. I think it's not working currently. No, it is working. Yes. So let me just erase it to find this out for Amit too. Now let's talk about Amit. What about Amit? About Amit, he said that the charges Amit has spent the same amount in June and July as Saral spent in May and June. So Saral spent in May 1500, so Amit spent in June 1500. In June, Saral spent 4200, so in July, Amit has spent 4200. These are the charges by him. And in May and August, the units consumed by Amit were average of units consumed by other two. So in May, it is average of 650 and 750, that is 700. In August, it is average of 350 and 450, that is 400. Then he says in September, his bill was 0. If the bill was 0, that means the number of units is less than or equal to 200. Now, what about the charges of Amit? Amit has first 200 units as free, that means 0. For the next 200 units, the charges are 5 per unit. So that means the charges for first 400 units are 1000. So I would write 1000 here. After that, we know that now the next 200 units would be charged at 7 per unit. So next 200 units would be charged at 7 per unit. So 1000 plus 1400, 2400 would be the cost of first 600 units. 2400 is the cost of first 600 units, and now every unit costs 9 rupees. So if a bill of 4200 is there, that means 1800 above 2400. 1800 means 200 units more, so that means total units are 800. 5100 means 2700 above 2400. 2700 at a price of 9 means 300 units more, so total units are 900. And for 700 units, 100 more units at a price of 9 would be 900 more, and the cost would be 3300. This gives us the complete table that who has consumed how many units and who has spent how much amount. That all we have got now. So let's start solving this question now one by one. So the first question, the total electricity charges paid by all three friends was the most in the month of. When do we have the maximums? 3300 plus 3000 is 6300 plus 5100, it is 11400. 51 plus 34 is 85 plus 42 is 12700. 42 plus 26 plus 34, it is definitely less than this. This is very much less than that. This is also pretty less. So it is clearly visible that June is the month when we have the highest amount paid by them. My answer is option B, that is June. June. How many units were consumed by Amit in August? Let's have a look at this. Amit has consumed how many units in August? He has consumed 400 units in August. My answer is 400 for this question. Pretty simple now. In which month were the electricity charges paid by Saral the average of those paid by Amit and Sanjeev? So let's have a look at this. When are the charges paid by Saral as the average of other two? Is 5100 average of other two? No. Is 4200 average of other two? Let's have a look. 4 plus 1, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 8500 divided by 2. It is not 4200. No. Is 3400 average of other two? Let's have a look. So 4 plus 2, 6, 2 plus 6, 8, 6800 by 2. Yes. So in July month, I see it is the average of other two. So my answer is option C. That is equal to July. So what can be the maximum number of units consumed by Amit in all 5 months together? Maximum number of units consumed by Amit in all 5 months together. And I need the maximum for that. So 700 plus 900, 1600 plus 800, 2400 plus 400, 2800. And this number can be maximum 200. So 2800 plus maximum 200 makes it 3000. So 3000 is the number of units for us. That's our answer. And which option has two equal values? Let's have a look at this. Which option has two equal values? Units consumed by Sanjeev in May and Saral in June. So Sanjeev in May is 650. Saral in June is 650. Yes, they are equal. Units consumed by Amit and Saral in August. Amit and Saral in August, they are 400 and 450. No, they are not equal. Charges paid by Sanjeev in July and Saral in August. So charges paid by Sanjeev in July and Saral in August. Yes, they are also equal. So my answer is both A and C because A and C both are proving to be true. So the correct answer is option D now.